how is it that after you take your car to get, after you get it washed and vacuumed and cleaned, which are all cosmetic. I'm not talking taking it for an oil change. I'm not talking about, getting a tune up or maybe getting your tires rotated. But the mind and how it works is, why is it that after you get your car cleaned, the minute that you put it in drive, you feel like it drives better? Like, that has to be a mind hack. Like, you didn't do anything to alter the efficiency or to optimize the vehicle from a mechanical standpoint whatsoever, but the minute that you clean your car, you feel like it's a new car. Well, let's get the day started.
Go ahead and get to the stage. Oh, okay.
Hey wife, how's it going?
Okay.
I'm just giving you my morning call. About to jump on a quick call, but wanted to say good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. It's a nice morning call. I appreciate that.
Excellent. How's your day going?
It's going.
It's going? That great?
It's going. It's going.
Okay.
No complaints.
Like I said, I didn't want to keep you long. Just calling to tell you I love you. And getting back to the half.
Have a great call. Have a great day. And I will talk to you lunchtime.
Sounds great. Love you.
All right. I love you more.
All right, babe.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.
We give him like 3 more minutes, and then I'm just gonna call it quits.
Sounds good. Busy day.
All right.
Finally finished all my morning meetings, so I get to go run the afternoon errands that I have in order to get back to the meetings that I have this afternoon. Morning. One of those errands I have is to wash and clean my dirty car. So, again, maybe you guys will find them boring. Maybe you won't. That's what's on the agenda for the early part of the afternoon. So, let's get it. My vlog, I'm really not gonna have a format. I'm just gonna go at, basically ad hoc and wing it, because again, I just want to talk about whatever I do throughout the day. I'll share, whatever comes across my mind. And what came across my mind today was take advantage of your youth. And again, this may come off very preachy or very much like motivationalistic, a word I just made up, I think, but that's not the point. I just want to, again, like I said, share. And what I mean by that is I was on a conference call with a client of mine, and one of the project managers that are part of that conference actually joined. And I've seen there's a few companies that did it, which is, basically work remote for a year. You sign up for it, and I guess I'm not sure the ins and outs, and if I find out anything more, if I do some research, I'll probably put some links below in this video just to get people started. But she's actually, in the last 8 months, she's lived in multiple places like South Africa, Dubai. She's gonna end up in Colombia. And
I was flying from Chiang Mai to South Africa, so I'm in Cape Town now.
Oh, that's where you're at right now?
Yeah, I live. So I guess maybe you didn't know that, but the whole time we've been talking, I was actually living in Thailand at the time, so I was 12 hours ahead of you. And now that part of the trip is over, so I've moved to South Africa, and I'll be here for the next 3 months.
Give us some back into what you're doing so he knows what you're talking about.
Oh. So, yeah, it was kind of funny that I guess we just kind of invited you to call and didn't tell you anything about where I am or what I'm doing. I'm in a program called My Wonder Year, and so we're traveling the entire world in 1 year. And I left Florida in July, and I moved to Prague. And so I was in Prague from August through October, and then got to Chiang Mai, Thailand in October, and just left there yesterday. And so I'll be in Cape Town, South Africa until April, May.
And that made me think to myself, like, a lot of people aren't really, a lot of young youth, a lot of young people aren't thinking about that. They think maybe about traveling, but it's more or less having fun, going someplace to Mexico, Vegas for spring break, Memorial Day weekend. That's cool, and I did all those things. But I remember that, before I was 17, I actually studied Japanese in high school, and I actually studied in Japan, and I went to Japan, and it was one of the best things that I think I could have ever done in my life. Again, hopping on the 747, jumbo jet, flying all the way to Tokyo, Japan as a 17-year-old to study. It was, and again, to make a long story short, I studied Japanese, and part of the Japanese, I had to write an essay. Team that I was on actually competed in the Japan Bowl, which was in Washington, D.C. And because we placed, and because and the essays that we wrote was accepted, and while we was accepted to the program, and why I was able to do so. So, I just want to make sure that, like I said, I talked about my family throwing bags in trunks, so it wasn't that, my family was rich or that we actually had means, and it was one of those things that I studied really, really hard because it was something I was passionate about, which was Japanese. And I was reading an anime again at 16 and 17 before it was popular, before it was cool, before those things that we had some exposure to it, growing up on Dragon Ball Z, which probably led to why I wanted to, I got involved with it or thought about it. But it was that initiative that I took, and it paid off. Like I said, if you're young and single, preferably single, because again, it would make it easier for your life. But if you're a young, couple and you don't have kids, think about getting abroad and traveling, opening up your mind and expanding it. Like, there's so many opportunities, and in today's world, it's one of those things that it's so accessible when you have things like Airbnb and Priceline, hotels.com, where you can literally get the lowest and cheapest rate in the city and get the flights, and be able to do those things that you used to see on movies and backpack across Europe, which is take that stuff serious. Really think about it. Think about getting out of your small box and expanding your horizons. So that's basically the message today. If you're young and you have an opportunity, try to travel the world now. Live your life in reverse. I wish somebody would have told me, and what I mean by that is, don't work for 40 years and then when you're 60, go try to see the Eiffel Tower. When you're 75, go see the Colosseums in Rome. You might not have your mental faculties. You might not even be remembering or even know that you're there. Your kids might roll you out and get one of your grandkids to hold up a large blanket and be like, "Grandpa, look, we're at the Great Wall of China," and you're like, "Oh, my life dreams," because you don't even know. So live your life in reverse. Do that now while you can, because the cost of acquisition, as they say in business, is so low for you. So do it now. Find the place you want to go that you've never been to, and go. Okay, just as you guys probably saw, I just finished washing the car, and like I said, just mundane tasks. But again, the thought process that I had on the way to the car that I talked about, living your life in reverse while I was washing the car, made me think to myself, that not only applies to those that I directed information to, meaning those that are, have the opportunity and the youth and the vigor to do it now, but that still applies to myself and looking forward. So I said to myself that, where's a place or a destination that I've been talking about going, or that we wanted to go to, and one of those places, like most of the people of places, Dubai. Dubai has that reputation of being lavish and very luxurious and over the top. But for me, again, like I said, the way that I think, I remember seeing a picture on a photo online maybe 3 or 4 years ago and I'll see if I can find it and put it in this video. And it showed it was basically a side by side, and it was what the Dubai landscape looked like, I believe, in like 89, 90, 95. And again, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna put it in this video. But what it looked like about 10 or 15 years ago and what it looks like today. And when I say that, it was like almost as sometimes you see the side by side of Las Vegas and what it looked like before, you know, they started putting up the casinos, and how it was barren and desolate and in the desert, just like, you know, the Dubai is. And it was just mind-boggling to me. So because I'm a techie and the way that I look at things, that's one of the things that really speaks out to me, is that how a concept, you know, somebody can have a concept in their brain, and that was the concept of the royal family. Myself accountable, so I'm making that pact with me that this year I'm not gonna put it off. I'm not gonna say by 2020 or 2030, because it puts it too far out in advance. That this year in 2017 we will, you know, me and the missus gonna take that Dubai trip. So I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is, and we're gonna make it happen. So, you know, whatever that place is for you, you know. And again, it doesn't have to be as big or over the top or what people consider to be, you know, baller. Like if you say, man, I always want to go to Montreal, or I always want to go to, you know, Cozumel, like wherever that place is for you. And again, you don't even have to say you're gonna do it today or this year, but start to make plans and make it happen. So that was my thought. And again, like I said, that's what my YouTube channel is about, just my thoughts and pushing the envelope, and again, opening dialogue and discussion with people. So like I said, where, you know, if whenever you get this video, whether you see it today when I post it, or if you see it 5 years from now, because, you know, I'm going to be online 5 years from now, and I'd love to get an email update that somebody saw this in, you know, 2022 and said, oh man, I saw an old video and this guy was talking about, you know, go where you want to go to, and this is where I want to go. Hell, in 2 or 3 years, it might be with companies like SpaceX. That place might be the moon for you. So again, whenever you get an opportunity, I'd love to hear back from places that, you know, what's on your I'm going to call it the reverse list, not the bucket list, the reverse list. Where do you want to see yourself today, tomorrow, next year? Don't wait. Again, just my thoughts. You know, have a great, productive day.